Good leadership starts with leading yourself. And leading yourself starts with good self-care. Everyone say good self-care.
Good self-care.
That's right. It's so important for us to lead ourselves well and to prioritize our self-care. We live in what psychologists are now calling the hustle culture. We're constantly running around from one activity to the other. And I know my dad used to tell me to hustle all the time. Hustle getting dressed, hustle getting out of bed, hustle getting to school, hustle on the soccer field. I hated that word hustle. And of course, go figure, that's my favorite word for my kids nowadays as well too. And they hate that word. I'm always telling them to hustle. But we live in a hustle culture, and there's millions of Americans that have decision fatigue. We're faced with decisions all the time. I don't know about you, I show up to the grocery store and sometimes I'm overwhelmed with all the choices that I'm faced with. I mean, there's 900 brands of cereal, and I go to pick out some condiments, some ketchup, some mustard, and there's 18 different choices. So we're always bombarded nowadays with decisions. I like to kind of view ourselves as hamsters on a wheel. You know, at first, the pace is doable. When you start off with life, you're brand new in your career, you don't have kids yet, you know, it's right on the wheel, and you're like, okay, this is doable. I like this balance, I like this pace of life. And then you start getting promotions, and the older we get more bills, and then you start having kids, and our Western culture is increasingly getting faster and faster. And then COVID hits. And we all take a sigh of relief, like, oh my gosh, thank God we can actually slow down a little bit now. But post-COVID, I don't know again about you, but I think that our culture is moving at light speed pace. We're constantly faced with deadlines, constantly faced with more projects, with staying ahead of our competition, higher production goals, family schedules, getting kids to extracurricular activities, bedtimes, meals, exercise routines. And then we have vacation with our in-laws. And then we need a vacation from our vacation with our in-laws, right? And so we're always busy, and we fall in bed at night completely exhausted. Our tempers are higher, our fuses are shorter, we seem to be more on edge constantly throughout the day. And then we get home at night with our loved ones, and they're like, our kids are like, hey, here comes dad, like he's in a bad mood again. Dad's grumpy, like stay away from dad. And we don't want that. We want to give our family the very best that we have. So we must slow down. Everyone say slow down.
Slow down.
We have to be intentional with slowing down in life and prioritizing our mental health. We have to really develop and learn how to develop this good self-care. Research is showing that it is imperative that we all spend at least 1 hour a day recharging our batteries. Whether it's curling up in your favorite chair with a book, whether in my wife's case, she's actually writing a book right now. That's life-giving to her. Maybe it's going to the gym to exercise. Maybe it's simply just going for a walk and getting out in nature. But we have to do something for at least 1 hour a day to really recharge those batteries. Because as humans, we are not built to sustain the pace of life that we're constantly being bombarded with right now. 65% of Americans are experiencing burnout in the workforce. Heart attacks, strokes, heart disease over the last couple years have increased to 20%. So again, we have to really take this good self-care very, very seriously. Because of the pace of life, because of the anxiety, because of the pressure that we feel, we're like, we can't slow down. And why can't we slow down? Because it's rooted in fear. What if I slow down? What's my boss going to think? I'm not going to be as productive. I mean, Western culture is all about producing and doing and produce, but we have to slow down. So we go to the doctor and we're like, hey, I'm maxed out right now. I'm stressed. I've got anxiety. So he's like, well, here's a pill for you. And we live in the most medicated country in all of the world. There's so many people walking around right now maxed out and stressed out, full of anxiety. And that pill really, it helps maybe a little bit, but again, it doesn't get to the root problem that we have in this culture. So we have to slow down. We have to recharge those batteries. I like to think of a bucket. So in the beginning of the day, let's say, again, research is showing that adults need at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep in order to really maximize our day, to be very productive, to be full of energy. And so you wake up in the morning after 7 or 8 hours of sleep and your bucket is full. And all throughout the day, as leaders, we're making sure that everybody else has what they need. So we're scooping water out of that bucket. We're giving people what they need out of the bucket that we have of our energy. And at the end of the day, guess what happens? That bucket is empty and we're running on fumes. So it's so important for us to invest in good self-care to make sure that bucket stays full, to maintain a full bucket so that when we get home with our loved ones, we're giving them the best that we have.